411 Calisthenic Lifestyle Podcast, where we bring you tips and tricks to improving your calisthenic practice to get you faster results you deserve. The 14 surefire ways to keep an effective and a consistent training journal. Hotep, I am that I am. Some call me Haru, your cannabis fitness strategist. Wanted to give you some insight of some secrets I've been using with particularly my training journal. And it's been giving me the benefits. I've been seeing a lot of the benefits. I've been seeing how effective and consistent I've been with it. Like I always been saying, and I've been saying this for years, it's always discipline. You have to discipline yourself. That's the key difference with the type of fitness. If you're in a particular fitness industry and that's actually shining, that's actually doing well, doing great, getting people seeing your, progress, and you making progress, and you going through life, and you having these atrocities and these ups and downs, but you still keeping at it. That's consistency. That's discipline, So here's 14 ways that I've been using, that I have been experiencing with my particular journey. And I think, I know this will help those of you out there who's looking for that moment or looking for that aha moment. This is actually something that you can embrace and use in your own practice. This is not copyrighted or anything on that level. This is just some straight up information that's right there available for you to make you better, to get you better, faster results. Like I say in the intro, these are the things that's actually going to get you on there. Yeah, you got to put your twist on it. And that's the whole point of me sharing this particular 14 sure ways to keeping an effective and a consistent training journal. So number one, keep a journal. You know what I'm saying? It's funny how people don't even really understand that, especially if you're in you're doing some kind of training, period. If you're doing some kind of training in general, I think you should keep a journal. That's the number one priority. Even when I'm working with my clients, the first thing I ask them, get a journal, get a personal journal. Not even a personal journal where I want to see your goals. I want to see what you want, what you're looking for, what you need, what are the things that, even get the people around you, that's positive, that has money, that makes things happen. You see what I'm saying? That's the key element. So keeping a journal actually puts that in perspective. And we'll talk more on a journal in general, a personal journal later on. But at the same time, right now, as far as on your athletic ability, on your mobility, on your flexibility, on your progress, even how you're feeling when you're getting out there or when you're going to the gym, what are the people making you feel like? These are the things you should be documenting in your particular journal. You know what I'm saying? Because it helps you reflect back to it. And we're going to break down actually a list of literally questions I have that I focus on myself, what I can do and what I need to be working on and whatnot. So number one is keeping a journal, and we'll talk more about that in detail in a later podcast. The second one would be writing down your goals, period, your fitness goals. Oh, I want to be in this dress by this such and such time. Or I want to be having my abs popping out at this such and such time. You know what I'm saying? I want to get my shoulders a little more broader. You know what I'm saying? I want to get my back a little more wider. You know what I'm saying? I want to get my legs, my quads on heat, on pop. Where I get out there and I'm running just crazy, dipping in the 40, doing a 4.9 in the 40. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? Just stuff like that. So write down your goals. That's one key element. The second element of this surefire ways to keeping an effective and a consistent training journal. Then number 3, asking questions. Ask yourself questions on a day-to-day basis, period. You know what I'm saying? You got to keep yourself motivated. It's you who has that power. You just got to take the power and stop allowing everyone else to dictate your power. So the questions is asking yourself, and we'll get more into that down as I go further down in our list. So number 4 is date it. Date it. This is understanding of what you actually talking about, because it's interesting when I'm looking back in my old logs back in high school and all through my lifetime, you know, a few decades. It's kind of interesting where my mind was at, where I was. You know, I'm looking at my bench press. Man, I was doing 315. You know what I'm saying? Such and such date. You feel what I'm saying? And that's no exaggerated. That's documented. You feel where I'm coming from? So it's just an understanding where you can go back and kind of reflect and see some things and be like, oh, yeah, look where I was at. Or look where I'm actually going, per se. You know what I'm saying? That's why I date everything. I date everything. And that's what I love about the medium, the social medium, because it actually put things in perspective. You know what I'm saying? So if anybody say something like, oh, well, I seen you had posted this, boom, boom, boom. I was talking about a brother we was talking the other day. I have so many things documented. We could go right back and showing people, look, we was already telling you to be accountable, to, you know, be responsible for your actions. If you claiming you want to be a sovereign or whatever you want to claim or be an autonomous, you know what I'm saying? You have to take responsibility, full responsibility. That's why I say date it, date it. The fifth element, or the fifth surefire way to keeping an effective, consistent training journal is gratitude. That's why you see me always talking to people. I'm always actually interacting with people. You know what I'm saying? Showing people, look, I care for you. I really appreciate the things you do for me. You see what I'm saying? These are things that is not being done. I guarantee it. If we start implementing that more on the Facebooks, on the this, on the that, I guarantee this society's mentality would change. We'd be touching more people, literally, and people will have a more positive upbringing or viewpoint or emotional connection to that. You see what I'm saying? So that's the fifth element, gratitude. I'm thankful for this day. You feel me? I'm thankful for everything I have. I'm able to get up and do some push-ups or get up and do my sit-ups. I'm breathing all good. You know what I'm saying? I ain't have to worry about no drama in the house because I'm not resonating on that. We got to resonate on the gratitude. You know what? Each one teach one. How we going to have confidence if we don't have confidence in ourselves? You know, we first got to do self and give confidence. We got to give it to other people, too, as well. How are you doing? You're looking very fine there, young lady. Or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate something. That's why I say Hotep, supreme peace, with the mindset and every element of it. The sixth element, the sixth surefire way to keeping an effective, consistent training journal is personal reflection. Straight up, personal reflection, no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Just going within you. And I love people who's actually on that level too. We're starting to see some commonalities. There's a lot of commonalities, a lot of similarities out here, even among your religions. It's a lot of similarities. The problem is that we got these false entities or idols, you know, other idols in place, and we're worshiping them instead of worshiping within, you know, and that's where the personal reflection comes in on this particular journal, you know, and these are things you should have listed on your, I think these are recommended listed elements. So first starting off with the date, then gratitude, what you happy about, what you glad about, or what you resonating on. The third one would be personal reflection. You know what I'm saying? And then the seventh surefire way of keeping an effective, consistent training journal is goal focus. What is your goal focus? Where you at? How you seeing some things? How you approaching this? You got all the information you need. You feel me? You know, all the information you need, all the elements you need to be successful. That's why we're not getting the results, because we're not doing the homework to get everything we need, even if we can't afford it. But we got to figure out how to ask the right question. You feel me? So goal focus. That's the other one. Then we'll go down to the 8th surefire way of keeping an effective, consistent training journal. An inspiring quote. You feel me? Something that's actually pushing you to the limit. Push it to the limit. That was a cold song, man. That was a cold song Rick Ross put together on that element. And I don't know who the production was on that, but that was off the chain right there. Push it to the limit. We push and we push. Rick Ross gonna get at me. That copyrighted for... Nah, it's all good. It's all love, though. But that's what an inspiring quote, you know. As a man can conceive, he shall achieve. I'm killing the quote, but that's Napoleon Hill, part of his, you know. Each one teach one, as Marcus Garvey always said. Now, see, these are elements we need to put up in there to push you, you know. A quitter is not a winner. A winner is not a quitter. You feel me? So come on, let's keep it. Let's get it. The next one would be your surefire way of keeping an effective, consistent training journal would be, what makes today excellent for me? That's the question you would ask yourself. That's the question I have asked myself. What makes today excellent for me? Now, what I would put there, you know, staying focused. You know, staying focused on the task that may be, and the task may be that moment. You know, realizing where you at, what you're doing, how you feeling, being aware, understanding where you at. You know what I'm saying? In the moment, when the trees and the leaves and everything is looking at you, all eyes on you. Then the next part I would say, the next question I would actually pose, I would say, what 4 awesome things that happened to me today? Right? To me today. So what 4, and I list four answers, 4 awesome things that happened to me today. So I'll list them down. What had happened? Yeah, me and Abdul got busy and we went and had a great training session. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I met this young lady today and she happened to have this, boom, 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 we exchanged this and la-da-la-da-da. You feel me? So do 4 elements, 4 reflections of that day. You know, and then the next element, the 11th surefire way of keeping an effective, consistent training journal would be my daily fitness challenge. So I'm always challenging myself, taking myself to the next level. Look, I'm going to get about 300 push-ups today. That's my goal. You feel me? And then on top of that, I'm going to do my training session. You feel what I'm saying? And then I might even go do another one just to go do it. You feel me? Just how you feeling. Here's a secret to all this. People always talking about how they want to be fit and they don't have the time. Brother, the time is in your hands. Sister, the time is in your hands. It's about when you seize the time. And what I mean about seizing the time, when you're at work, you don't have to sit all day. You can get up every 15 minutes and do some squats. Let me do some squats. You ladies, y'all want the booties and all that stuff? You know, get trimmed down a little bit. Do some squats in between. It don't have to be that many. You could do 15, 25 squats and you be good. You feel me? Getting that blood circulating in them legs. You've been sitting all day. Then, what do you know? Every 15 to 30 minutes, figure this, every 15 to 30 minutes, you get back up again and you maybe do some jumping jacks. You feel me? Or some burpees. There's so many opportunities out here. We're just not seizing them. You feel me? So that's what would be my daily fitness challenge. The 12th surefire way of keeping an effective, consistent training journal would be affirmation on my mind today. What is my affirmation on my mind today? That brother said, I am a calisthenic master. That's what Haru says every day. I am a calisthenic master. You know what I'm saying? And this is in your subconscious. This is going deeper down in your subconscious. So when you get to that part, or when you get to them bars, you feel me? When you get to them bars are the challenge. That's the challenge. It's not this brother over here who's looking more chiseled than you, or shredded, or this female who got the hits and tricks and all that other stuff. You feel me? This is the difference. The difference is that you know what you gotta approach. You got the art of war within you. So you're already going at it like, okay, I gotta conquer you. You feel me? So that's the mentality of that, my affirmation of my mind today. The 13th surefire way of keeping an effective, consistent training journal would be, the next question would be, how can I make my day better? So what do I put here? That brother said, what do I put here? I put no judgment of others. No judgment of other people. And then I got the quotes. I got my quoted me in there. Stop judging myself. Because the more you judge yourself, the more you judge others. So we just utilizing the effect of what we're doing, right? Everything's dualities. Everything got two sides of the coin, right? They always been brainwashing us with that element. Everything has two sides of the coin. So all I'm saying is, look, the 14th one, surefire way of keeping an effective, consistent training journal would be side personal note. That's what I put on there. How do I feel this morning? And I kind of swiped this one from a good friend of mine, my brother Alex Vaughn. All love, bruh. But I really like that, so I incorporate that, and then I quotations, and I have 1 through 10. How am I feeling? 1 through 10. You know, and I put that on there, and then I put down a little jot note. Okay, I'm doing this or something. I'm on this level. Like I said, we'll talk about more journaling a little later, but the 14 sure ways to keeping an effective and consistent training journal are: 1, keep a journal; 2, fitness goals; 3, questions for self-improvement or development; 4, date your stuff; 5, gratitude, be thankful for you; 6, personal reflection; 7, goal focus; 8, inspiring quote; 9, what makes today excellent for me; 10, what 4 awesome things that happened to me today; 11, my daily fitness challenge; 12, affirmation on my mind today; 13, how can I make my day better; and 14, side personal note, how do I feel this morning, 1 through 10. And it's all love, peace, and happiness to you all. Hotep, we out. 411 Calisthenic Lifestyle Podcast. Always on the one, always on the real. Peace to the universe.
Subscribe to my video. Share this video. Comment on this video. Take authority of your life. Do the right thing. Yeah.